Hey guys, I'm back, and this is a JOPC 67 tutorial, except it's going to be me, Shadardagger, or Little Hen showing you how to do this. This is these two machines here are both timers. This one's a little bit more precise, except, well, it's just a bit more precise, except you have to have a lot more of them to make a longer timer, whereas this one over here, you can have a lot fewer of the modules here, and you'll have a lot longer timer. Now, over here, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on. It's just your regular repeater thingy-majig. I'm not sure how to describe it. I used to call it anyway, a pulsar is what I used to call it. Anyway, that's how you do it, and I've put a lever on the side of this one just so you can turn it on and off. It's just useful for keeping a constant game tick. Like, say that I have this one at 3, so it'll go slower, but if I were to have these repeaters here set lower, this would go a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and these are just regular T flip-flops. When this one goes back and forth, this one is set off, and then when this one is set off, it sets this one off, and it just creates a rolling effect, whereas by the time it gets all the way down here, it takes a certain amount of time, and the TNT goes off. Boom. Anyway, so I took that, and I'm not sure if I'm the first one to make these or not, but I went ahead and made my own sort of T flip-flop where it has one input but 4 outputs. And with the 4 outputs, it means I can greatly lengthen the amount of time it takes. So this one ticks 4 times, and it sets this one off to tick once. So for every 4 ticks, for every 16 ticks, this one will set this one off, and for every 64 ticks, this one will set this one off, and then for every, 1024 ticks, 256 ticks, it will set this one off, which is about 4 minutes. And if you were to add one more module onto this, it would make this a 16-minute timer. So you can just imagine how useful this would be in an adventure map. Whereas, let's say you have a starting area, but you don't want people to stay there for a long time to gather materials. You can set one of these up to go off in 15 minutes, and once they've been there for that long, it'll just blow up the area. And with these outputs, you can also, I wouldn't want to do it because it would take a lot of wiring and know-how, but you could actually create your own digital clock within Minecraft using a mixture of these and these right here, if you wanted to. Now I'm just going to show you how to make the single modules for each of these. It's going to be a lot easier on this one than it will be on this one. But after that's done, that's pretty much it. I'm just showing this off because I thought of this idea, and I'm not sure if this has been done before, but I haven't seen it on YouTube before, so.
Please explain what we will need.
Yeah, well, you don't really need the TNT. In fact, it's not recommended because it's sort of dangerous. Anyway, so I've already shown you how to make the pulsar over here. Did you get that in the chat?
Of course.
Okay. So then all I'm going to do, this is the first T flip-flop that I ever learned how to make. It's put a torch down there, you put a piston here and a piston here, and you put blocks over the top, and you extend both the pistons by putting torches on the end. That way, whenever you get any power going on this top, it will switch this back and forth. It's your basic switch, except it's made so that you can use it with a button. So that's that. So I just basically made these and stacked them on top of each other by doing this, and then like so, and then I put another one down like this. And that's how I make the simple one. And there you go. That's basically how I made that first one there. So it's really easy to make this first one over here. You'll get a lot more precise counting, but you'll have to have a lot more resources to, well, you'll have to have a lot more resources to do this one. Whereas this one over here, it's going to be a bit more tricky, but you can get a lot longer times out of a lot smaller amount of resources. So I've already said this. I haven't said this yet, but you're going to need some blocks. I'm just using sandstone here. You're going to need regular pistons. There's no point in using sticky pistons because you're just wasting slime balls. You need because the blocks don't need to be stuck to the piston. You need redstone torches, repeaters, and lastly, of course, the lovely redstone. First of all, to make each module of this first one, of the 4 output T flip-flop. It's not really a T flip-flop if it has 4 outputs, but so I call it an H flip-flop. I'm not sure if it's been made. So, I have only 1 torch, but if you were to put 4 torches here, this is where you get the 4 outputs. And you put your pistons down, and this right here, like this. And put that there. And it's made just like the T flip-flop. The input's going to be on the top. Like that. If I put a button here. And you're going to extend all of your pistons. And for this over here, when you start this off, like when you set these off, you're going to want to make sure that your block is the furthest away from the torch. So let's say I have the torch here and I have the pistons pushing this way. I want the starter block here, because that way it will have to make a full 4 ticks before it sets off the next chain. If you don't do that, you can accidentally have whatever you want going off too early. So you have to make sure that you have your blocks put exactly where you want them. Okay. Now back to this. So this is the basic H flip-flop, I call it, but it's the 4 output T flip-flop. And you just put if you were just using this as a regular T flip-flop, you'd put your outputs here, and that way it lights up for whichever one you want. But I've modified it for my timer, and I've only got 1 torch. Get this back. I have the 1 torch here. So since this is on top of my torch, I don't want it. I want to hit it 1 more time. And there we go. It's right off the torch. That way it has to tick 4 times before it gets around to the next one. I have this here, and I link it back up to the module. This is important here. You have to have this space here, or if you do it like this and make this into the next module, it will set off the pistons wrong. So you have to have this here, and then you put your 4 pieces down for the next module. And you just repeat, except for this one, you have to do it every other one. If you go on the right side on this one, you have to go on the left side for this one. For the same reason, because it will irregularly set off the pistons wrong. So you just put your pistons like this. And put in the torches. put in the redstone here. And now your output is right here. And I've accidentally put that on wrong, so I'm gonna put the button here. And you can, if you want to make these resettable, you can put buttons right here or levers right here, so you can reset it like that. There we go. So we have the output right here, and make this a little bit more fun. Put that there. And now it's very easy. You just throw this in here and go ahead and throw down one of the pulsers. I'm not sure if this is called a pulse or not. That's just the word I use for it. And put that on. And this one rotates. Every fourth rotation, it puts this one off once. So there you go. And boom. So that's how you can make it. It's I call it, it's a full functioning timer, and if you were to set them up in the right sequence, you could have lots of fun on some adventure maps. Having stuff happening exactly when you want it to, as long as you get the timing right. I forgot to mention over here on these. Well, I guess I did mention it, but if you put these repeaters all the way down on one count, it will make these go really quickly. You'll see even better what I mean if I put these redstone lamps down here. Oh crap, that's not redstone. Well, okay. So, we'll show you even better how it works over here on this one. Because the lamps will light up. Anyway, so that's about it. You can just, like, if you wanted to, you could have something going off for this one here and have redstone going off here for that, and you can have a couple more, and then you want something else to happen, you can put more redstone off and have that happen whenever it ticks that amount. So that's about it. That's that's how I make my timers, though I haven't really made any adventure maps, so I haven't really had a use for it yet.
You should.
Yeah. Anyway, if you can find the secret in the video, just post it in the comments, and we'll say congrats.
Secret.
Anyway. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.